Welcome to the video of Vort. Torah tells us that the Jewish people adhered to the word of Hashem. They did the Karban Pesach, placed the dam on the doorpost in order to protect themselves from the plague of the slaying of the firstborn. Vayasu b'nei Yisrael, the Jewish people did, kasher tziva Hashem es Moshe v'Aharon, kein asu. They did exactly as Moshe and Aaron commanded, so they did. And Rashi wonders about the duplicate language in this pasuk. Vayasu b'nei Yisrael, kein asu. Why the repetition? Says Rashi, the first part of the pasuk is to tell us that the Bnei Yisrael did exactly as Moshe and Aaron told them. They did not swerve even one iota from the command. The last part of the pasuk, kein asu, is to tell us that Moshe and Aaron did the same thing. They also brought the Karban Pesach. They also put the dam on the doorpost, and subsequently were saved from the slaying of the firstborn. So the question is, why would Aaron and Moshe do anything differently? Wouldn't they also want to save their skin from the plague of the slaying of the firstborn? Answers the Yalkut Yehuda Rabbi Yehuda Leib Ginsburg that in fact Moshe and Aaron displayed an extraordinary show of humility here. It is true that when God allows the door of tragedy to open upon this world, it does not often distinguish between the better amongst us and the lesser amongst us. However, that is not true for a tzaddik gamor. Somebody who is a truly righteous person will be protected from the tragedy. And this was Moshe and Aaron. They did not have to put the dam on the doorpost to protect themselves from the plague of the firstborn. They would have been saved anyway. And yet, they did put the dam on the doorpost, as if to say, we are going to link our fate with you, the people of Israel. We are going to join hand in hand with you. We're not better than you. We're not more moral than you. We're not more ethical than you. We're not above the law. We are like you. Well, in truth, they were better. They were more righteous. But this was the humility of Moshe and Aaron. And Rabbi Yehuda Leib Ginsburg says this is reflected in another Gemara in Harios, which says, Ashrei Hador, praised is the generation, Asher Nasi, that the president, the leader of the generation, will bring a Karban Chatas. Why? What's so praiseworthy that the leader has to bring a sin offering? Because it shows his humility. When the Nasi, the president, the leader of the generation, has to show humility, it bodes well for the nation as a whole. The nation should show humility. The leadership should show humility. We should have the wisdom to know and say when we're right, and the humility to know and admit when we are wrong. Good Shabbos.